2, 1. From Boston, Massachusetts to Adelaide, Australia, and everywhere in between. Talking local and national sports and just about anything discussed in a tavern. Broadcasting from South Lyon, Michigan. Welcome to Easy Speak at Speakeasy 330 with your hosts, Rich and Tom.
We are back, and this is the first time.
Episode 38.
Episode 38. First time in quite some time. This is our second show for the week.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. We've been busy as hell.
Oh, sure.
So today's going to be a little bit different because I'm trying to navigate 3 cameras today because somebody decided that they wanted to run 3 today. So I might get stuck on a screen now every now and then, but oh well.
It happens. You know what? Hey, it's all part of the process. So you did something pretty cool today. You took the boys to a minor league baseball game.
Yeah, it was a good time. I'm not going to lie to you when I tell you that. So we went up to Midland and went to the Great Lakes Loons game. So the Loons played against the West Michigan Whitecaps. So we got to see some Tiger prospects and stuff like that.
Now, who are the Loons affiliated with?
The Dodgers.
Oh,
yeah, they're a Dodgers affiliate.
Nice.
So Ryan, I'm telling you, that kid,
he's got a knack, doesn't he?
He does. He's got a knack for everything. And so he ran pregame. He ran from one dugout side to the other dugout side with a ball and a ballpoint pen. He got a baseball loaded with autographs.
Yeah, he showed me. It was pretty cool.
The only one I really told him that he needed to get was Daniel Cabrera, and he got Daniel Cabrera, so that was good. And then at the end of the game, another thing is what's his name? Jimmy Kerr, who was the first baseman for the Michigan Wolverines, nailed to the Victors. He played first base for West Michigan.
Okay.
One of the guys we were at the game with knew Jimmy Kerr because he works at U of M. I'm not going to drop names, but I'm going to sound a siren, but I'm not going to sound a siren.
Table for one.
And he had made a mention that at the end of the game, if there's broken bats, they'll give him to the fans. So the savant got over there, and he got over there in like the end of the 7th inning. He runs over to the other side, waits. Game over at the 9 innings. Game over. He's standing there. He's there. All these kids are asking for a bat. He hands it to the lady. Goes, give it to the kid with the first baseman's glove, and that was Ryan. So it was cool. So he got a bat.
Hey, near and dear to his heart.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it was a lot of fun. Small, intimate ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
I suggest anybody, if you get a chance, go to those, low A, double A games.
A couple years back, an ex-cousin of mine, who's a good buddy.
Can you hold that thought for 1 second?
1 second.
1 second.
1 second.
We got a fan.
What's up, Vanilla King? What is up with it, Vanilla Face?
The Vanilla King.
The Vanilla Face.
Ryan, thanks for checking in.
Anyways, he was a minor league umpire, so he was doing a series in West Michigan. So I went out and took a trip. That is a cool stadium. It's just outside of Grand Rapids.
Yeah, I drove past it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like right at 96 and 131.
Right.
We drove past it when we were at the tournament a couple weekends ago.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Cold as balls. Like, oh my gosh. But yep, I had a hotel room and went to a couple games, and that was a lot of fun. They really get into those smaller communities really get into, they embrace the team as their own.
Yeah, they're going to embrace those teams because it's the going attraction. So think of it this way, like same thing with hockey. You go into Canada and you go into some of those areas. The OHL is big in a lot of those areas just because it's close and it's convenient. Here we had a OHL team for a while. It didn't pan out for as long as I'd hope it to.
And their jersey hangs in the Speakeasy.
Yeah, but and they're competing with the Red Wings and stuff like that. So you're right. Those smaller,
I'm sure Midland really
markets. Yeah, it really pulls.
You get those Midwestern teams. So yeah, that was fun. I mean, I enjoyed myself when I was there, and I'm glad the boys enjoyed themselves. But we had a little situation. So if any of our viewers, listeners remember back when we took our little escape down to South Carolina, we had the chicken massacre.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if anybody. Yeah,
We
the
talked
chicken
about it.
Yeah, we did.
Talked about
We
the
talked
the chicken
about
massacre.
Hey, Bo, they got my chickens.
Oh, and
They got
you
my
know,
chickens, Bo.
surprisingly enough, this guy right here slept through 2 shotgun blasts. And,
Yeah. How did that happen? How did that happen?
I don't know. It must have been a comfortable.
I'm talking.
bed.
It was right outside your window.
I didn't hear a thing. Didn't hear a thing. So, anyways, we had Animal Massacre 2.0.
Yeah, and you know what? And we talked about it yesterday. You're like, all right. So this bunny dug a hole in the yard and dropped a couple offspring in there.
Yep. So we had a bunny's nest in the backyard, and we were alerted to it from the dog. Decided that it caught a smell.
And are you sure it's because you don't feed them enough?
Oh no, she gets fed. Trust me. She could use to miss a few meals, which she will be missing a meal today. So we saw her digging something up yesterday, and she comes out of it with a little bunny in her mouth, and I immediately drop it, and she dropped it on the ground, which I was like, okay. So I put the bunny back into its nest. And Rich tells me last night that, the mother's not going to come back. Those bunnies are dead.
Yep. Once they get a different scent in that area around those bunnies, especially like wild, they're not coming back.
So what I did, I put like a patio chair over top the nest, and the base of the chair almost went down to the ground. So I knew that the dog couldn't like get the paw under there. Well, today I get up, let the dogs out, and I look out the window.
Who let the dogs out?
Who I did. And well, I see the chairs moved, and they had dug the hole up, and I run out immediately.
Did you yell some expletives?
I yelled at the dogs, yes, and
you can't yell at them for that.
The only thing left was a little baby bunny brain that I seen next to the hole.
Did you puke?
I did not puke. I was a little saddened by the fact that
did you cry?
I did not cry.
You cried.
Breaking news: I did not cry. I was a little upset.
You got misty-eyed, didn't you?
No, I did not.
You did.
Surprisingly enough, no, I did not. But I was more worried. Like, okay, these fucking dogs just. My guess is 4 or 5 were in that hole.
They were hungry.
They were not hungry because they had just eaten.
Bottom of the food chain.
Well, I'm worried about what's going to come up. What am I going to wake up to in the morning? So, needless to say, they're not going to get dinner tonight because I think Daffy Duck being in their belly is enough for it.
Oh, they ate ducks or they ate bunnies?
You mean bunnies. I'm sorry. Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny. Okay.
Forgive me. I
you're,
got my wrong.
Yeah, you're forgiven.
My wrong impersonation. But anyways, on to the news of the week. The absolute chaotic Major League Baseball trade deadline.
I'm astonished. I'm absolutely astonished at some of the big names that had changed homes. You got the Cubs. The Cubs absolutely just dumped.
Who's left? Who's left with the Cubs?
I don't know.
Crickets.
I don't know. But
I sent Bill a text message. I said, Bill, who's left on your Cubs? He's like, unbelievable.
But that's the thing. They got to a certain point where they got to start over again.
Well,
and you know what? I think that they're going to be okay. It's going to take a couple of years.
They freed up a lot of money. You had Baez was not going to resign there. They've been looking to get rid of Chris Bryant for 2 years.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he had an off year last year, and I just think I think they speculated he was going to leave. The surprise for me was,
but here's the thing is, I will tell you this, since we're talking about all these trades, Max Scherzer went from the Nationals to the Dodgers. You got Chris Bryant went to the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
The Padres didn't the
Padres got They got. Let's see.
I
here.
can't. It was Jesus. Who was it?
They signed Adam Frazier, second
yeah.
baseman. That was their biggest.
But here's the thing: is all three of those teams had to make big moves because that right now. That is probably the most exciting.
Oh, sure.
The most exciting division to watch right now is the NL West by
Well,
far because first place to third place is only like
6.5
it's
games. It was 6.5 going into today.
Yeah, so it might be like 5.5 games. We're just gonna say.
But last night, Tatis separates his shoulder for the third time this season.
He'll be all right.
What? No, they're saying there's a good chance he's going to need season-ending surgery. Since this continues to happen, Tim Kurchin of ESPN said that a lot of the insiders of the Padres think that this could be it for him. They might.
I didn't see was it on a play?
He was sliding into third base, and he slid over the base and like grabbed it and kind of just overextended it.
Dude, that guy plays balls out every play.
He does. And then his swing has so much torque. So, that's why it keeps happening. And the only way it's going to fix it is if you have surgery. And if he has surgery, that's going to shut him down. So that kind of changes the landscape of that division. But you look at the Dodgers, all the talent they have.
Oh,
and they add Trey Turner.
It's killer.
Scherzer.
It's killer.
But there's still almost 4 games behind the Giants, who and the Giants get Chris Bryant.
The Giants just keep plugging along.
They just like, hey,
whatever.
That team reminds me a lot of the Rays. They're low frail, high skill. Look, that's fucking great. That hashtag that shit.
Hashtag.
But anyways, you add somebody like Chris Bryant, who's having a great year. He's having a great year. His experience in the postseason, I think that really makes them, one of the top contenders.
Yeah, that's for sure. They said Chris Bryant is going to split time between third base and outfield.
Yeah, I mean, he was doing that in Chicago.
Exactly.
Or in Chicago.
And then, Scherzer's already going to a dynamite rotation as it is.
He's like Verlander. He excels in a winning situation.
And then you got Kyle Schwarber went to Red Sox. But then the big ones are right here. Anthony Rizzo goes to the dynamite, the short porch out there
as a left-hander.
Yep, and Gallo goes out there. Both big lefty bats. And they needed to mix up. The Yankees all season were so stacked on the right side, and now they got 2 huge hitters from the left side of the dish.
But now, so I think the last I checked, they were about 9 games out in the East. Is it too far gone for the East, or is there sights on the wild card?
I'm sure it's probably they're going to make a push for the wild card. That's my guess. But right now, the way their lineup looks right now, it's going to be pretty tough for teams to match up with them.
Yeah, but their pitching, though.
It's garbage.
Their pitching has been there outside of Chappie. Shout out to Chappie, though. The fantasy chap. Aroldis Chapman, who, I mean, as long as you pitch him in the 9th, he's lights out. As long as you pitch him in a save situation, he's lights out.
Yeah, because he ain't doing 2 inning saves.
If it's a non-save situation or you bring him in the 8th, it's over. But their starting pitching, they did not address, which I think will be their Achilles heel when it's all said and done. You can you can score 8-9 runs a game, but when you're giving up 10, sorry.
I agree.
Sorry.
I agree with you 100% on that.
But here's the one trade that nobody's talking about. Nobody's talking about, partially because it's the team, and the other part is because it happened before the trade deadline. Nelson Cruz going to the Rays. To me, that's the trade of all the deadline trades. That is the one that is going to be the most impactful, because Tampa Bay, when they needed a big hit in the last couple playoff runs, they just could not put it together.
So first of all, I want to give a shout out to the Minnesota Twins here. Thank you for getting rid of him.
Yeah.
Thank you
We
for
don't
getting-
have to see 19 home runs or plus a season.
Thank you for getting rid of him for us. The next thing is yeah, that is a huge pickup for them. And they have a decent rotation.
Yeah.
They have a decent
Mhm.
rotation. So it's definitely going to be exciting to
You
see
have
what goes on there.
pitching, you have the intangibles. They play the game, quote Larry Brown, the right way. They're skilled. They're fundamentally sound.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, that team right there probably has some of the best scouting because
for years.
But and the thing is they have a garbage. They have a
stadium.
No, they have a garbage stadium. That's the first thing.
Mhm.
The second thing they have, because that's not a destination people want to play at.
The Trop.
The second thing is they find the diamonds in the rough. The diamonds in the rough.
They've always, the pitching is always there, and I think like the Tigers, ultimately are molding their farm system after.
No,
they've gone after pitching. Pitching has been there.
They've always gone after pitching. They have.
Well, look at Randy Arozarena.
Yeah, I was gonna say Randy Arozarena.
Randy Arozarena, who has been resurrected into Akil Badu.
Yeah, because he hasn't been shit most of the year.
Arozarena?
Yeah.
Well, they figured out how to pitch to him.
Yeah.
Last year it was, would he hit 15 home runs in the postseason?
Yeah.
He broke postseason records for home runs. This guy pre-COVID wasn't going to make the team. Decided, well, I'm stuck in my hotel room, and the only thing I know how to make is chicken and rice. So he stayed in his hotel room, made chicken and rice every day, and did push-ups. And he put on 25 pounds when they got back into camp. Most of the people did not know who he was. They couldn't recognize him. And the rest is history. He had a historical postseason run and really carried that team as far as they did. But you add Nelson Cruz to that, that makes them pretty much a complete team. And I think they take the East. I think they'll eventually catch the Red Sox. Even though Schwarber is having a hell of a season and they picked Schwarber up, I think that's a big pickup. But I think pitching is going to be the one thing that's going to determine who's going to win that division.
Are we going to talk about Daniel Norris getting traded to the Brewers?
I got to respect him because even though he hasn't done shit in probably 2 years, he really he had a lot of nice things to say going out. And he got really emotional about being traded because I think he really enjoyed being here.
Well, one of the things that he had said was he's like, I'm sorry that I didn't really live up to my potential. I didn't play the best that I could.
When he came here, what was he, the number 2 prospect in the Blue Jays organization?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
be a lot of pressure on him. And I think when he did that expose with the van man, I think that put a big target on his back. But
yeah, but you know what though, he never. What I respect out of him the most is he never changed himself for anybody. Mm-hmm. He stayed true to himself and did everything.
He was a professional athlete who still lived, like he might have been a lumberjack or something like that. So I think a lot of
a hobo.
I think a lot of blue collar people out there could really relate. To him.
Yeah, they could resonate with him.
And the money never mattered. He still lived in his Beetle van, and he,
Volkswagen wagon.
Yeah, and in the off season he would travel.
I'd love to have one of those.
That'd be fun to kind of do. Get the money to just get up and just go. That'd be kind of cool.
Just live in your van down.
Yeah, that'd be great. But so the other big trade of the gutting of the Cubs was Javi Baez going to the Mets.
Dude, and the Mets needed him too because Lindor's out.
Lindor's out
until probably the middle of this month or later. So it's going to help them out quite a bit.
So when he comes back, they're will he slide to second? Will he slide to third? But I think the one thing that's for certain is they're going to have probably the best infield in baseball.
Oh yeah,
they both can hit. They both can defend.
The polar bear.
It's crazy. So it was, and now Friday, no, not Friday. I think it was Wednesday. Jeff Passan, who's a beat writer on ESPN, he had tweeted that he had heard from several GMs that this was going to be the most insane trade deadline probably in history. and
Oh,
it
it was
lived up to
crazy.
the mark. And
Oh, it's crazy.
it just seemed like every 5 minutes there was another move coming. But yeah, I mean, it was as a fan, obviously the Tigers aren't going anywhere. They kind of, recovered from their little slump
But you know
and
what? Though?
splitting the
I'm going to
series.
tell you something right now. The Tigers did everything that I thought they were going to do, and the reason why I say that is because I'm not saying that they know they don't have a chance.
No,
They know they don't have a chance.
but they
But
still
here's the
believe
thing:
in their guys.
but they didn't sell out
No.
to say, "Oh, we're going to rebuild." So I mean, I'm happy to see that
Well, I
because
know.
I want them to sign Scope
Well,
for at least another
I
3-year
think
deal.
one thing we do know, Scope is going to come back. Robbie Grossman's going to come back. Those are your core guys. Those are your
Sign Eric Haas.
there's no
That's got to
question.
be
Sorry, Dad. Sorry, Dad. I know we had a conversation about Eric Haas, so you love him and you wish your Guardians wouldn't ever let him go, but we're happy to have him and 18 home runs in his rookie year. No one's talking about him for potential rookie of the
No,
year.
but they're still talking about like Badu and everything like that. That first baseman for the Orioles, he's a rookie. Was it Mountcastle?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, dude, I think he's hit about 17 home runs.
Yeah,
as a rookie. So,
but it was nice to see that they did not take Scope. I think Twitter was like, please not Scope, and I think Scope enjoys playing here. I think he's looked at as one of the leaders of the team, where if he was going to go to say, a Yankees or a team like that, he was just going to be another piece of the puzzle.
it's just going to be like kind of like a face in the crowd.
Right.
Really.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think him being here, I do think he looks at it as a situation like he enjoys being, one of the guys. And Grossman's the same way. He was when he was in Oakland, he did that same thing, and he's come here and he plays hard he's just a hustler. And I think he's perfect for this city, and he's perfect for the fan base here. He's just gritty. Every game he's got a dirty uniform. So I'm glad to see that they did not trade those guys. But I think overall, who would you look as a winner and who is a loser?
Oh, for obviously the Cubs are losers. I mean, that's. I mean, they pretty much unloaded their entire team.
Yes.
Winners.
And Barrios went too, so their 4 best players are gone.
Winners, I want to say probably in my mind, probably the winner, like probably a tie. I'm gonna say the Yankees. The Yankees are winners because they got what they needed.
2 huge bats.
They got what they needed. And I agree with you when you say that they should have gotten some type of pitching to help them out, but. Maybe they think, hey, if we can put up 8 runs, we just need our guys not to give up 8 runs. That could be their philosophy. The other big winner is the Dodgers.
Yeah, and lost in the mix, Danny Duffy from the Royals.
Yeah.
So they got 2 number 1 starters on other teams just to be. Oh, so we got the piece of shit that's in court. All right, we're just gonna reload.
The piece of shit.
So he's they didn't skip a beat. But you know what?
Oh, man.
The Giants having that lead, and they just know how to win. That team just, even when they went on their run, they were winning World Series and they wouldn't make the playoffs. Then they would win a World Series against our Tigers. They didn't have anybody flash. I think Pablo Sandoval, who is now a Cleveland Indian, he was probably the biggest name that they had in that pitcher. I forget his name.
Tim Lincecum.
Tim Lincecum.
Oh, no, they had Madison Bumgarner. They had Mad Bomb.
Yeah, but I mean,
They had
that
a
was
couple other guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
but that was
Sergio
a
Romo.
team
I mean, they had
well managed.
They had some players,
well coached, and I think there's a situation they're in right now. They're playing good baseball, but that race
they're
is
playing
gonna
fundamentally sound baseball. Is what they're playing.
Devil Ray baseball. So I see a potential for a Rays Giants. Absolute no ratings World Series, but I love it. I love it.
Hey, I'm a fan of the underdog.
Oh, sure.
So today, right now, it's about the trash man just drove by with a bunch of metal in the back. So it's 70, 71 outside. The mosquitoes are kind of staying down and they're not bothering us too much. I think I got this control thing down with the cameras.
No humidity.
No humidity.
The wind. We had a little storm come through here a little while ago, but the wind died down, and it's a very pleasant evening here in the mean streets of
Yeah.
South Lyon.
Yeah. So the other day, I was, since we talked about Mr. Corey earlier, I did.
What's up with it, vanilla face?
So I told him, I said, hey, I go, we're gonna get you on. You're gonna come on. You're gonna be part of the show. And he's trying to launch his own podcast. And I told him, I said, hey, I'll help you out any way I can. So more to come.
Yeah,
I'm excited. Just following the guy on Twitter and everything
he's
like that.
funny.
It's gonna be a riot. It
And
will be a riot. And then once that pops up, damn well I'll promote the shit out
oh,
of it.
sure.
So
And I know I'll be in Grand Rapids in middle of September, and
what are you going to Grand Rapids for?
Seven Dust. Big concert.
So anyway, let's get off the concerts here. We don't want to go down that path right now. Pistons finally did something that was not going to let us down.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was a little bit of talk that they might move the guy, but let's face it, Cade Cunningham is exactly what this team needs. You need a guy that you can build around, and they have pieces now, but this guy, he can do it. He's athletic, he's explosive, and the fact that they had the number 1 pick, you don't want to screw it up.
Yeah, no,
You don't want to screw it up. And when they called his name, I was pretty excited, like
pumped up,
because I think he might have put the Pistons back on the map with the young talent that they have.
And it's funny because they were talking that having a guy like that come in really could elevate the Pistons, not necessarily on like wins and losses immediately. Viewers,
Sure,
that could be like, hey, we're gonna put you guys in on a Christmas Day game. That could happen.
You can market,
maybe not this year,
Mhm.
but maybe next year or whatever, however it goes, because he's going to be one of those must-see TV guys.
Sure.
And that's what they need. They
Yep.
they need to start developing an identity to where they're not just showcased locally.
Right. And you take Killian Hayes, who they drafted last year, who's a very, very skilled point guard. Now you take Cade Cunningham, who can play the 2, possibly the 3. Him and Sadiq could crisscross. That's an athletic team. That's a team where you go into every night that says, I'm not sure what our game plan is. I don't know if they're gonna drive the lane. I don't know if they're gonna be perimeter. Then you got Jeremy Grant, Luke Garza, who they just picked up in the draft.
Okay, so you brought the name up. In his contract, it has to say he got to shave them fucking eyebrows.
I agree. We already have one guy with stupid.
Hey, he's got to knock those.
I
down
agree. He's got. I mean,
that guy's got some.
I think he's got to put
abilities.
product in those eyebrows.
Oh, he probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have a team now that athletically is as good as we've seen around here in many years. People are talking Pistons in.
And you know me. I'm not a Pistons guy.
You're not
a Pistons
you're not
fan
an
at
NBA
all.
guy, and neither am
all.
I. To me, I think the NBA died after 2005. That's my opinion. But I think you're starting to see more of the super team go away, even though Westbrook signs with the Lakers, which I think is going to be an absolute disaster when it's all said and done. 3 egomaniacs on the court at the same time. It didn't work in Houston. I don't think it's going to work in Brooklyn. It didn't work there. I just don't. It's not going to work in LA. But you're starting to see a lot of teams.
Are you talking about he signed with LeBron James and the Lakers?
LeBron James, Anthony Davis.
No, but I'm saying
yes,
the team name LeBron James.
Yes,
and the Lakers.
and the Lakers, correct. The Space Jammers or whatever they're called.
Space Jammers.
But you're starting to see. I mean, hell, look at the NBA Finals this year. It was the Phoenix Suns versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Yet, to me, it was great. I loved it. But the Pistons are young. They've got players under control, and it's exciting. And it's funny to look back last year. They were second worst team in the league. I really think there's going to be a huge improvement just by the experience of those young guys really seeing a lot of playing time in their rookie season. So I'm excited about it. I was an old school Piston fans. I love the bad boy era. That was the best time for me, and I'd love to see the Pizza Palace rocking again. I would love to see asses in the seats, people being excited about Pistons basketball, and I think it's close. I think we're close.
The Vanilla King said, and Chris Paul heading to free agency.
I,
So
I think he's going to retire.
you think so?
I think he's going to retire. I think he's kind of a China doll. He's kind of a little bitch as well. But I think he knows that he probably will never get to where he was that close. They were up 2-0. And
Yeah, dude, they came undone like a cheap sweater.
They
came
did,
undone
but
like a cheap sweater.
and I talked about it that Giannis was gonna, get back home and they were gonna get their groove back. Chris Middleton, who was probably the most underrated player in the league, former Piston, got going and they played their game and they won that game 5 on the road and that was it.
Yeah.
Series over. But did you see today? We're gonna flip.
No, I didn't see today.
Flip back to
I did not see
baseball. Today. Kumar Rocker.
Oh, well, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear anything. I haven't been.
The Mets are not going to sign him.
Really?
He had a physical examination.
Really?
And apparently, what they saw was not very enticing, and there was $6 million deal on the table, and they've pulled it. Apparently, he's got some arm issues.
Well, I mean, that can show because he was dominant, and then he fell off the face of the earth.
Yep, and 2 years ago, he was the consensus number 1 pick, guaranteed. This year, he just kept slipping, and fell down to the 11th pick to the Mets. His agent, Scott Boras, of course, he's the ultimate talking head, says, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with him. Nothing wrong with him." And they've had neutral, orthopedic surgeons come in and analyze them, and they don't agree with the Mets. So it's interesting to see that a big name draft pick. I don't like what I see. We're not going to take you.
Somebody will sign him, but they're not going to sign him for that $6 million price.
No,
tag.
I think
because Scott Boras, dude, he wants to get the most money he can.
He's hate him as much, he's a good agent. He's a slime ball, used car salesman, but he gets money for his players. He'll definitely get picked up somewhere just because of the potential that he has. But it's interesting to see that the Mets are like, nope, I'm going to wash my hands from the guy. And so basically they'll get next year's 11th pick as well, along with whatever pick they have. So
so by them not signing him at all,
because it's a physical thing. He's not going to pass a physical. So basically they voided out, like, okay, we'll just redo the pick.
Okay,
next
I got
year.
you now. Okay.
So I think you and I have had discussions of what is up with this guy? What's wrong with this guy that so many teams are looking past him? I mean, you look at the Tigers, obviously Jack Leiter was their number 1. They end up with a high school kid. You could have taken Leiter, and there was 8 other teams that could have taken Leiter, or I'm sorry, Rocker, and they didn't. There's got to be something, whether it's mental, was it physical, and I think really.
Well, obviously the Mets found out it was more of a physical thing than.
Yeah, I was reading too that there's a program where MLB will do like an MRI for certain guys coming into the draft, and he refused it. And originally, when I read that,
so he refused it. So he probably knew something was going on.
Well, originally,
was not saying anything.
Originally, I thought that same thing, but then I kept reading and it said that a lot of young prospects coming in will refuse that, and I think because there might be some issues going on that they don't want these teams to see,
because they want to get paid.
Yeah,
they want to get paid and then go get their money, then go off.
Right. So I mean, that was a little tidbit that I was reading out here. I was writing the show out earlier today. I knew you were gone, so I think we have a lot of people that come up to us, mainly females, that say,
The famales.
why don't you ever talk about anything other than sports? Well, frankly, Rich and I are, we're sports fans. That's kind of what we do. Um, so to come up with certain things to talk about, and we always say, hey, you got any ideas? We're open.
You got any ideas? No, not
Yeah,
really.
yeah. Well, don't bring up the problem.
Yeah.
Well, ladies, problem solved.
Yeah.
I introduced to you the very first segment of the I wish we had music. We're going to work on it.
Okay. Wow.
The
work on it.
Rich and Tom Entertainment Review, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Here we go. So the gist of this segment is going to be that was pretty good there.
Yeah, I try.
We're going to discuss, and it might not be every week, maybe once, twice a month, but we're going to mix in a little bit of a review, whether it be a movie we've seen, whether it be
And a disclaimer is we do not watch the show together.
No.
We watch everything separately. We're not. I mean, we're friends, but we're not.
Yeah,
Netflix and chill friends.
No.
There's just full disclaimer.
We separate.
Full disclosure.
Yes,
that's all I'm saying.
For sure. So we're gonna, obviously, we'll have a program, whether it be. I'm showing my age. I said program. Whether it be a documentary, whether it be a series on one of the streaming platforms.
This guy's a goddamn smart ass right here. An Adele album you both listen to. Hey,
we've set fire to the rain here at the Speakeasy a few times. But anyways, so the reason what got me kind of thinking about this was last night you said you watched a particular series.
Yeah.
That we mentioned.
I think so just for the people out there watching and the listeners and everything like that, just so they know, we have a group text. It's called the Neighbors Text. And so everything is all, thanks for that. I appreciate that. It is all based on like just us texting like, hey, we're going to go to the brewery. You want to go? You want stuff like that.
Memes,
but a lot of memes and everything like that. But this one right here, it's been like a topic that has gone on, I want to say, for probably the last week.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and just say it. So
go ahead.
We are finished now. We finished all 7 episodes of the Peacock original.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Death.
Dr. Death, which is
based on a true story.
Yep.
True story, true facts. And I started getting on the documentary.
Awesome.
But they also have a podcast what you're telling me about. And so that's
the podcast is the most detailed. So Wondery, they do great podcasts. Season 1 of Dr. Death, season 2 just came out with a local doctor. But anyways, so they talk about this doctor in Dallas, Christopher Dunch, who was an absolute disaster.
Butcher. He was a butcher.
He was
a fucking butcher.
Yes, he was. He was a butcher. So the podcast probably came out 2 years ago or so. So then Peacock decided to put together a series with Joshua Jackson,
Alec Baldwin, Christian Slater.
Yep. Oh, what a great cast.
Yeah, good cast.
And pretty much, it was the dramatic representation of the podcast, which they did a really good job. They really highlighted how fucked up this guy was.
I like how they made Joshua Jackson look fat as fuck towards the end.
What? But if you continue with the,
I know, but that's what I'm telling you. I looked at it.
It's spot on.
And I watched the first episode of the documentary today. While I was having my coffee this morning, I watched it. And yeah, you could tell he was a real skinny guy. Yep. And then towards the end, he really plumped up.
Yep. So highly recommend this series, Dr. Death. It's on Peacock. I believe you can watch it for free. I don't think you necessarily have to sign up and pay for it. But listen to the podcast. The podcast is very detailed. Then watch the series. Then watch the documentary. That's also on Peacock. But it talks about how this guy he was a graduate of University of Tennessee. He book smart like nobody's business.
He had a MD, PhD.
PhD.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
Like his credentials were through the roof.
Oh yeah, spoke for themselves.
But
when it came
but-
time to,
he sucked.
but when it came time for him to do his job, he was unbelievably bad.
Here's the thing that now out of that whole show, and I don't want to really do it, but it just goes to tell you how heartless he was.
Mhm.
That he fucked his own friend up.
He turned his friend into a quadriplegic.
Yeah.
And pride is a motherfucker. And if you can't swallow it, that kind of deciphers what kind of a person you are.
We got
this guy,
we got a comedian in the group right here. Yeah, I am sitting on a phone book. You got a problem with that?
Oh, so this guy proved that narcissism is very scary, very dangerous, and highly recommend checking it out. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, check it out.
That how
sure.
something could go, and this it took place over 18 months, 38 surgeries. He botched 33 of them. How any 4 hospitals? It's scary. It's scary, but it's a great series. It's a shitty topic, but all in all, great series, good acting, and highly recommended.
Any show that's got Alec Baldwin in it.
Christian Slater.
Christian Slater.
And Christian Slater, who's made an appearance in the another series on Netflix, which is pretty good. Betty Broderick's story. He's the husband that ends up getting run over by a car. But yeah, he's back in the day when I was a young lad in my skateboarding era.
Who, Christian Slater?
Christian Slater. He was the star of a movie called Gleaming the Cube. That was a big movie when I was a kid.
Gleaming the Cube.
Going way back. We're talking probably 90, 91.
Gleaming. What was it about?
It's skateboarding.
I've never.
Yeah, it's about skateboarding.
No, the only skateboarding movie I've ever remembered was Thrashing.
No, check it out. It's Christian Slater was the actor. Gleaming the Cube. I remember it well.
Gleaming the Cube.
Yeah, I remember walking up to the video store 2 miles hoping to rent it.
Was it? Did you go to Blockbuster?
No, it was. Oh God, I can't even. Video Image in Clinton Township, Michigan.
Video Image.
Video Image. Going way back. So,
oh, sorry, I forgot. You're an East Side.
Yeah, I'm an East Sider.
You're
East Side for life.
Eastham.
Eastham, baby.
East Side hoes and money.
So we're gonna get back to our what segment here.
Oh, we are.
Yeah, we're gonna go what.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm scouring the interwebs.
Reddit, right?
No, actually, it wasn't Reddit. I forget what it was.
So one of the guys that's actually watching the show right now, I sent him something. It was on Reddit, and he's like, "I gotta download this app to watch this thing on Reddit. It better be worth it." Yeah, he's fallen into that trap of Reddit.
It's Reddit's interesting.
It was the Vanilla King. He got into that.
Oh, good. Reddit is you see some pretty fucked up shit all over the world. But I forget what this. I think this one might have been on NPR or something.
Wait, hold on, real quick. Your guy that was making fun of me, you didn't even stick up for me. Your man Joe Yemen was the one who was making fun of me.
Oh, the Mr. Softball coach, Joe. I met Joe down at the Bill Wirtz birthday party. And,
that guy.
You know what?
Making fun of me.
It is what it is. I might be sitting on a phone book too. You never know. What are you, like a half inch shorter than I am?
I'm upset with that comment. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So anyway,
Mr.
you're
Joe Yemen, the softball coach extraordinaire. But yes, what? Do you ever think about what could happen if you consume an excessive amount of energy drinks?
You're asking me what would happen?
You ever think to yourself, I'm sure you work in the steel industry, as I did for many years, and I'm sure a lot of guys survive on Monsters and Red Bull and whatnot. And you ever think to yourself, God, what could possibly happen if I just?
Here's the thing: is I think in my entire life, I might have had like one Red Bull.
Well,
in my entire now, I've taken 5-hour energy maybe twice.
Yeah, that's a little different.
Red Bull, Monster. I've had one Red Bull, and I had it with vodka. It was a drink.
Yeah.
But I have not had Monster. My sister used to put the monsters down.
So
I was like, dude, you're gonna kill yourself.
it was the Super Bowl when the Ravens beat the Giants way back in the early 2000s. I might have had a few too many Red Bull and vodkas that night. I missed the end of the game. I was out. Last time I ever drank a Red Bull.
Would you get foobarred?
Oh,
No.
I probably couldn't have counted.
No,
two.
Vanilla King's saying something about how many in your Jaeger.
No,
is that called Jaeger bombs?
Jaeger bomb. Yeah,
Is that what it is?
Yeah, fuck. Ugh.
Oh, then
I'm out.
okay. Then I maybe have had a couple Jaeger bombs. See, but the problem with me, Jaeger, like, we've drank together a lot. I'm a happy drunk.
Oh yeah,
I'm a very happy drunk.
Well, Rich is
you get Jaeger in.
Oh,
You get, dude. I'm not a nice guy.
Rich is drunk. He's a happy drunk, and then it's
It ain't. No. It's this.
I got a headache.
Go to Witch's Hat, drink 5 beers there, which and their beers are decent. Come over here, drink about another 5 or 6.
Yep.
And then go to the hotel.
Yep.
Order a beer, and then somebody puts a shot of
there's
Cuervo Gold in front of you.
us. Yep.
So
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's really the only shot I won't take is I don't like Southern Comfort. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. That was a long time ago. I had some issues, but I'm not one to turn down a shot. Yeah, shit, I'll do one.
Mm.
Like song Kenny Rogers, The Gambler. You got no one to hold him, no one to fold him.
Yeah.
Believe me, when it comes to drinking beer and booze, I know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
We've had some screwball evenings in here that didn't end well for me, but anyways. So back.
Well, so we got other. Jesus Christ, Ryan, you are an alcoholic. He says cherry bombs too. Cherry vodka in there. Okay.
Cherry bombs are pretty good. I like those. Johnny Vegas are good. Yep. What is Derek chiming in?
Derek goes 4 Jaeger bombs and 7 bazillion mini beers. Dude, I'm going to tell you right now, beers. I am a huge fan of mini beers.
Go all night long.
I am a huge fan of mini beers.
You know what?
I can do a lot of those.
We need to get another bottle. Yes.
Thank you, Derek, for bringing that up because we need some.
Yep, we need some liquor 43. Actually, I have a little bit, but I don't have any heavy whipping cream. The best shot mini beer. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Definitely. So anyways.
All right.
Back to our
Let's go back to our energy drinks.
Back to our energy drinks.
I don't to be honest with you, for me, I wouldn't know what would happen.
So with Christina, who's my fiance, her father used to live on cigarettes and NOS, which I've had those. Those are pretty good. It's like an orangey citrus energy drink. Like the nitrogen, the logo.
Nitrous for your car.
Nitrous oxide. They have an energy drink called NOS, which actually for the energy drinks has a pretty good taste, and I don't mind it.
How many fucking beers you had today? Because
I think this is the 4th one. I had a visitor come.
Because you're like,
I know I'm slurring here. I had a visitor that I haven't seen in probably a year and a half came by today, and so we started drinking earlier. But anyways, Christina's father lived off energy drinks and cigarettes, and at a very young age had 2 strokes. Thankfully, he recovered and he kicked the habit, and he took on another habit, if you know what I mean. But anyways,
he's an entrepreneur.
He is an entrepreneur.
He grows the stickiest of the icky.
He's extra icky, extra sticky. But anyways, so back to my story. So I'm scouring the interwebs, as I was saying earlier, and I come across this picture, and unfortunately, I don't have. We didn't load it up, which I meant to send it to you to load it up. So I'm gonna put it in front of the camera. So if you don't mind, 1 second.
Here, just do it. That one right there. I'll switch it over. Down. Hey, that's the guy that got his head caved in with a twisted tea can. What the fuck? What?
So you see the picture?
What the? No, dude, that cannot be from that. No,
it is. It is. He started having seizures, and then he had a stroke.
So what they do? Cave his skull in?
They went in. They had to do a toxicology because they were checking for drugs or alcohol. Nothing. Found nothing. They came to the conclusion that this guy was living off energy drinks to the point where he had so many seizures and his strokes, they had to remove part of his skull.
Oh, dude, that's disturbing.
And here's
That is like
it's terrible.
that's disturbing.
That's terrible. That's a definite indicator that those things are fucking terrible for you. His wife at the time, 9 months pregnant. So not only she's dealing with a husband who's looks like he got his head caved in by a twisted T. She's about to spit out a kid.
Dude, so that mark in his head right there, like that baby could like sit
Yep,
in that.
it's like a seat.
It's like a ledge where he can sit on.
It's
That's
dude, terrible.
I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick, dude, but
It's terrible.
that's fucked up.
That's terrible. It's so. If that doesn't scare the shit out of you to stop drinking, and as I talk about calling the kettle black here, as I'm drinking a beer, talking about a story like that, but
Dude, beer's on a whole different level.
sure it is. I mean,
That's a whole.
that's the sugar, the caffeine, and all the other bullshit that
crap
they put
that goes
in
in
there.
it. Yeah.
What? You got to tell your kid growing up, hey, your dad's got like you could sit on your dad's face.
Dude, there goes with that the scarecrow from the Wizard of Oz. Dude, that was terrifying.
That's
I mean,
disturbing.
That's
Hey, that you know what? Rocky Dennis-esque right there.
oh, dude.
Rocky Dennis-esque. So
I tell you right now, that movie was sad and disturbing all at the same time.
I remember as I was probably, I don't know, maybe 6, 7. And dad, goes up to the video store, rents a movie for the family for the night.
What the hell was the name of that movie to begin with?
It was Mask.
That Mask. Okay.
So, dad's got a video? All right.
And no, but here's the thing is, you're thinking Mask. You're thinking, oh, dude, the cartoon show Mask? Mask Crusaders. Remember they had the cars that would open up and a boat would shoot out and shit?
I was thinking of the cartoon that
Boulder Hill from Mask?
That they had helmets. They were wearing masks. So we, family, I'm the youngest of 5. Everyone's living at home. Family movie night in the VCR and the little 32-inch TV.
Liar. It was a Betamax.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. We never had Betamax. We didn't have the money for a Betamax.
Speaking of, so since you bring up, go ahead, finish your story. Then we're going to go on with my story about video places.
So I remember, dad rented a movie. Okay. So we go in the living room, take our seats. He presses play on the old Philco VCR.
Ooh, Made in America Philco.
And what do I see? A Cher. Like, oh, okay, Cher.
All right, Cher.
Okay, Cher.
All right, Cher.
And then in walks Rocky Dennis. That face will forever be ingrained into my memory. I was scared shitless. Immediately got up and ran into the kitchen where there was a small little TV in there. I don't know what I saw. It freaked me the fuck out.
Did you cry?
I probably did.
Okay.
I probably did. And I remember my sister and I, because she was the same way. She's like, oh my God, what's wrong with his face?
What sister, Colleen?
No, it would be Jody.
Okay.
And so we ended up going into the kitchen and watching TV. And you know what? I think it was 87 because I remember watching the Pistons play the Celtics in the old Boston Garden. So the night was salvaged okay.
Derek chimes in on this comment. He said Sam Elliott made the movie credible. You're goddamn right. He made it credible.
Yeah, he was the dad, wasn't he?
He was the boyfriend. He was Cher's boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about something. So you talk about video stores. This person is going to be named Anonymous. Okay, this is an anonymous one. So Anonymous, we're going to call him Anonymous Paul, but his name's not Paul. There was a video store, a local video store in Livonia, going out of business. And they were selling all the videos.
Oh boy.
All the videos. Now this place had a nice corner of adult.
Oh, where you had to go through the
You had to go through
plastic
you had to go through the curtain.
sheathing. Yes.
You had to go through the curtain. So the name of this video store was called KO Video. So this individual
Is he listening right now? Possibly.
Who will be named nameless, decided to go there. You know what? He was an entrepreneur at the time. That's for sure. He was an entrepreneur. There's some other side hustles he had too. He bought all the pornography that they had
on VHS.
On VHS.
Oh my god!
Bought it all. Bought it all. He was a college student, so he put some investment up. I think he paid like $2 a video. So
I think I know who you're talking about.
So he was known around campus.
Oh, he was the swindler,
as the porn distributor,
the porn king, PK
of campus.
He's the PK.
Yes. But here's the thing that's even better. So he thought he was slick. You know, my parents, they instilled some values in us. You know, they did. All parents try to.
You just gave it away.
All parents do. But this person's parents, they really put values in there.
Value in his pants.
So he got caught. He got caught by his parents. But it was a funny conversation. Their parents, where he hit him at, his parents were like, "Hey, we're going on a trip. We're gonna go grab his luggage."
Oh boy!
So they went and grabbed his luggage.
Yeah, boy.
And their parents came up and said,
"Hey, was the luggage holding the collection from?"
It was holding the collection. hey, we found your videos. That's pretty much how it went down. But you know what though?
There's a one called Deep Throat. You want to explain?
But he made a lot of money on it though.
Oh, so he was slinging.
He was slinging porn. Yeah.
He was slinging used porn.
Used porn.
Yeah.
Hey, but if you can get it at a great deal and then turn it and flip it, you're in good shape.
So my sister Colleen is chiming in there, and this is a story I don't remember, but I'm reminded of quite often. When
why? I know this is you because it says crying at it. I know it. I know it's you.
Yes, I've been told that apparently when E.T.
Tom's a little bit of a crier.
When E.T. phoned home and he was on his way back, I have been told, I don't remember this, but apparently I crawled onto the theater seat and I said, "When's he coming back?" And that is something that my family remembers and reminds me of all too well. So thank you for the memory there, Colleen.
Not only that though, so my brother chimes in and said that dude must have been a super entrepreneur. Hey, he was a super entrepreneur at the time. And here's another, and another thing is, so he had some scams back in the day.
Oh,
he had some hustles.
Yeah,
I tell you right now, my brother was a hustler back in the day.
Not the
porn king.
Not
the porn king.
Okay.
My brother was a hustler because he said he was an entrepreneur. He said that dude was a super entrepreneur. My brother was just an entrepreneur at the time.
He was ahead of his game.
Oh,
he was ahead of it.
Dude, you know what? He had a paper route. He killed it. He no, seriously, back in the day, he had a paper route. So his paper route was funny because these people are like, "Hey, we just want the Sunday edition." Oh, hey, no problem. I'll get it for you. So he'd go there Sunday morning. He'd clear out the box, 35 cents in the box. He'd
take all the papers.
He'd take all the papers out, and he'd be delivering those papers to people, and he'd be getting paid.
You know, he loved it. That's funny that you mentioned that because who's to say you weren't going to put a quarter in and pull all them papers out? Like, you think back in the, some of the things,
the shysters around here now.
Some of the things
he was like the original shyster.
Oh man, some of the things you think back on and. Like, how did that happen? How did we get away with that shit? And definitely, putting a quarter in to pull out a paper. I'm just going to take the whole thing. I was a paper boy. I delivered the Macomb Daily when I think I was 12, 13
Colleen verified that you stood up on the seat and bawled your eyes out.
Well, so I've been told.
Colleen, let me tell you something. It hasn't changed. He still gets a little misty eyed around here.
Well, I wear my it's the Sloan curse. We wear our emotions on our sleeve, unfortunately. But yeah, I had like probably 70 customers on the Macomb Daily route, which it was awesome. My mom would drive me around every Friday to collect. So we'd go to 7-Eleven. I'd get a big gulp and a Hershey bar. That was like the highlight. And we'd go and collect, and no one ever paid because they were never fucking at the door. They'd never home when it was come time to collect. But
oh man, my brother Piggy goes, "You gotta be slick." I rotated the boxes over 8 square mile radius, never the same box twice in a row. So he hit one week, he hit the next one the next week. So I mean,
smart.
that's good.
It's smart.
That's
it's
good.
Smart.
That's good.
It
so
is smart.
So
we've got somewhat of an announcement to make. It's not happening for a few weeks, but Sandwich-a-Palooza 4.
Yes, Sandwich-a-Palooza 4. We did the first one.
We did the first one.
We did the first one. We did live pod from there. Still not sure if we're gonna do a pod there or not, but we could probably do some Facebook live stuff or something like that instead of dragging everything in. But our Twitter fans and Twitter peeps that we've met,
Jay Ralph
from the butchery in Sylvan Lake. Blaine Fowler, he's going to get a burger. He's always wanted a burger named after him. I put a suggestion out there today on Twitter. They'll probably be like, no, because it sounds too much like the 3B burger. I said, but let's go to the Blaine Belly Buster burger.
The BF burger.
And I said the 4 Bs, not the 3. Let's go 4.
Okay.
So that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
That's definitely going to be fun. So that's tentatively scheduled for August 28th.
Yeah. So we'll be out there, and you want to have a sandwich that you'll remember, and just good people, good time. Definitely join us for that. And I know Rich put out there on Facebook what we talked about last week about we're putting together a special show where we're hoping to get a bunch of people out to talk about just who the best wingmen. Best wingman.
I mean, whether they come out here or we can
bring them in on the StreamYard.
We can patch everybody into StreamYard. Nobody has to, because people are starting to get worried now because of the spikes and everything like that. So we can do a lot of things remote.
Yep.
But yeah, that's really a show that I really want to do, because I think from my perspective, and I want to get people from everywhere. I don't want to get people just from Michigan saying,
sure,
oh, it's going to be Joe Dumars, or
we
it's
want
going to be this.
QB1 chiming in.
Yeah.
We want Chappie chiming in. Anybody out there that's watching, that's listening, that live in a different state, that their experiences with players they followed that never got name recognition, we want to hear about it, and we think that's going to be a really, really fun show to do, and looking forward to that.
Yeah, that'll be a good time.
Yep.
Good time. So anyway, on that note right there, we I think we're done, man.
Yeah.
I think we pretty much hit everything we wanted to hit. Man, I just got to try to find everything else here. I'm sitting over here, so this whole setup and everything like that is all new to me. See, that's so dark. That camera's so dark.
Well, we didn't put that light on that one.
Yeah, I know.
I got the idea last week to put the controls down below so they're not always on the screen, so we have more room. It doesn't look so cluttered up here on the table. So it does make it a little difficult.
Yeah,
we're more difficult.
We're evolving a little bit. So, but yeah, we're definitely gonna change things up.
Sure.
And,
better cameras coming soon, hopefully.
Yeah, we're working on the camera stuff. So
we got the mics. We got headphones.
Derek just came out and said it's a good when you talk about the Berry Marathon. Yeah, that's something that we got to talk about. That's pretty cool. I'll have to have Dennis on for that.
Who was on it?
Who was on one of the originals? He showed up there at the Sandwich-a-Palooza too. So anyway, on that note, so I guess
check out the OC. Tuesday night, right here, live from the Speakeasy. We're gonna do. George and Coach Pat are gonna break down the national. They went for 3 days.
Yeah.
somebody's got a lot of money to spend.
He also
and
sold a lot.
a lot.
He sold a lot of money.
Yep.
So
So they had a lot of experiences, a lot of signings, cool signings, and so definitely check that out. And on that note,
Thank you for listening to another episode of Easy Speak at Speakeasy 330. You can catch us every week at